Folks, the pathetic Suns. I call them the pathetic Suns. Quite frankly, they're so pathetic. We've never seen a team this pathetic. They're saying it's the worst super team of all time. That's what they're saying. The most sad super team, frankly, we've ever seen. They lose to the Houston Rockets. They've lost 3 in a row. The pathetic Suns are now 2 games back of the hospital Mavs. Kevin Durant, I call him Kevin Durant. He can't stay healthy. He can't stay on the floor. It's quite sad. Turned his ankle. Looks so painful. Ankles are such an interesting thing. They bend and they twist. They twist and they bend. And sometimes they bend the wrong direction and it hurts so bad. And now he's injured. Doctors have told me I have the strongest ankles they've ever seen. They say they've never seen ankles as strong as mine. I've never had an ankle sprain. They say, Mr. Trump, your ankles are so strong. You could have been a racehorse, they say. They say that to me. They've never seen stronger ankles than mine. Kevin Durant injured his ankle. Crybaby Booker, such a crybaby. No deal, Beal. You can't deal him. Quite frankly, it's the worst deal we've ever seen. No deal, Beal. Mike Clueless Holder. They call him Mike Clueless Holder. He's so clueless. But I like Mike. I think Mike's good. Mike won a championship with Giannis Antetokounmpo, Greek Freak. They call him the Greek Freak. He's so freaky. Not the way you think they mean it. He's so freaky. Not the way you think they mean it. The Greek Freak. I like Mike. I think Mike's a good coach. They say he's clueless. They call him Clueless Mike. I think it's so mean what they're doing to him. I think it's so mean what they're saying about him. It's frankly, it's not right. I like Mike quite a bit. It's going to be 4 coaches in 4 years with Matt Ishbia. I call him destructive Matt. He destroys everything he touches. It's true. He ruined the franchise. They're so done. They're so pathetic. The pathetic Suns. They're out of the play-in tournament entirely. It's quite sad, frankly, what they're doing. The Suns are so sad. Mike Clueless Holzer is what they're calling him. I think it's so wrong what they're doing to Mike. I think it's so mean what they're doing to him. I like Mike quite a bit. The baffling Kings. It's quite pathetic what they're doing. The baffling Kings. They looked so good for a second after the trade. They lose by 30 points to the Magic. The Magic can't score a point. It's quite remarkable. The Magic, they say they can't score a point. The Magic can't score a point. They say this is the worst 3-point shooting team, frankly, we've ever seen. They beat the Kings. They score 121 points, and they shoot 46% from 3. That's so sad. Frankly, Domantas Sabonis, 14 points. Play-in DeMar. I call him Play-in DeMar. He's always in the play-in tournament. Play-in Zach LaVine. They're always in the play-in tournament. I call them the play-in twins. They're always in the play-in tournament together. Frankly, it's quite hilarious. They're so sad. They can't work on the court together. Zach LaVine, they're better when he's off the floor. Markelle Fultz, 14 minutes. Folks, Markelle Fultz is one of the biggest draft busts we've ever seen. He's getting rotation minutes for the Kings. It's so sad. The play-in tournament. And now the hospital Mavs, led by Crooked Nico. I call him Crooked Nico. He's so crooked. They're now in the play-in tournament. They're playing the Brooklyn Nets tonight. And folks, I call them the tanking Nets. I'm on ESPN, a horrible platform, by the way, ESPN. It's so sad what's happened to ESPN. They're failing. Every day you go on their website and it's you hear all the time. They're failing. They're failing. They're not as popular as they were before. It's so sad how far they've fallen. ESPN, I call it, it's so terrible, frankly. It's so bad. The Brooklyn Nets, I call them the tanking Nets. They have their player to watch in this game as Drew Timme. That's right, Drew Timme. You might remember him from Gonzaga. He is the tanking Nets player to watch in this game tonight. The hospital Mavs are getting all of their centers back. They could make a run. They say they've never seen a front court this good. The hospital Mavs. They've never seen a front court this big, this athletic. Frankly, it's quite exciting. I think it's tremendous what Crooked Nico has built in the front court. They call him the slob. They traded the slob for Data Davis. It's so mean what they're saying about Luka. I like Luka quite a bit. He's one of my favorite players. They traded him for Data Davis, who hasn't been healthy, frankly, hasn't been healthy for the Mavericks, but they haven't lost a game when he's played. They're 4-0 when Data Davis plays. It's remarkable. It's tremendous, really. They say you got to look beyond the stats. They say you're a box score watcher if you're saying he hasn't been playing well. He hasn't shot well, but he's making an impact. They're calling it the slob trade. Frankly, I think that's quite rude. It's so mean what ESPN, they're so evil, ESPN is. It's sad how far they've fallen, really. What they say about Luka, it's quite sad. Kendrick Perkins, I call him Babbling Perk. He just babbles. What's he saying? We don't even know what he's saying half the time. He's just talking, saying that Luka's defense has been bad. He's not even watching the games, folks. It's quite sad. Crooked Nico and the snake. I call Rob Pelinka the snake. How does he always end up with these players? I don't know. It's quite remarkable. They're so bad. The Lakers are so bad. I call them the lucky Lakers. They're so lucky. How do they always get these players? They should, and frankly, they shouldn't get these players. If I was in charge, the lucky Lakers would never be this lucky. They would never be this lucky. I would call them the unlucky Lakers, frankly. If I were in charge, you'd be calling them the unlucky Lakers. The hospital Mavs are going to make the play-in tournament with no Kyrie. They're calling him Cry-knee on Twitter. It's such a hateful platform. Really, it's quite sad what they're saying over there. The pathetic Suns. So pathetic. So pathetic.